Hey guys, looks like we're live.
Hello.
So I'm Davey.
And I'm Tracy.
Welcome to another episode of Magick Monday where we explore topics of lunar astrology, tarot, and green witchcraft for mental, emotional, and spiritual healing. And this is episode 14. We've been doing this for, let me mute this, I don't have an echo here. So we've been doing this for 14 weeks.
I know.
14 episodes. So, we're just going to wait a couple minutes, see if anybody joins us. Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I think we should just...
Oh, I don't have my lunar astrology notes.
Oh. Davey, it's over 15 minutes and chatting.
I know.
Where are your notes?
My notebook right up there. Because I know what the signs are, I just don't remember off the top of my head where the dates are. So if you've never watched us before on this, basically, yep, that's the one. Basically what we do, we talk about, this is a combination of ritual and discussion. We talk about the current moon phase. Today is the new moon in Cancer. I call it new moon Cancer 2.0 because this is the second new moon in Cancer in a row. Because the way that the moon cycle falls this year, we have two new moons in Cancer. So we're going to be talking about the new moon in Cancer and what that means, what Tracy and I are doing for that. And then we're going to, I'll do the lunar forecast. And then we're going to pull some tarot and oracle cards, animal wisdom, plant wisdom, and tarot. And then we're going to kind of look at that for, the overall message and theme for the week.
Right, and then we're probably going to try and get together some sort of a ritual that you could do, some sort of quick ritual that you guys can take this week and practice.
Yeah. So let's get started with, let's light the candle first. So this is our July candle, which represents freedom. And we'll do the singing bowl, and we're gonna take what?
Slow down just a little bit. You're gonna talk about
Yeah, I know.
fast.
We're just gonna take 3 breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth.
Ready? Did you drop something?
Nope. No, I kind of flicked it. I think this fell off, but it's not the burning end that fell off.
All right, so take this time just to kind of allow any sort of negative energy that you had this morning, and just allow it to release. We like to use sage. If you have anything, you can use a sponge stick.
Oh, cedar's good too.
Mm-hmm. All right, you want to go back first with gratitude? Or
Yeah, so post in the comments what you're grateful for. Even if you're watching the recording of this, post what you're grateful for. Tracy and I do check the comments, and if you followed us for any amount of time, you know that we're really big on gratitude practice. And even if you don't think anybody's paying attention, just talking about what you're grateful for, putting that out there into the universe is really
good way to just kind of shift your energy and change.
Yeah.
And so, comment below what you are grateful for, and do it first.
Sure. I'm grateful that it's not going to be nearly as hot today as it was yesterday. I'm grateful that we have a swimming pool, which is really nice to get into this weekend.
I am grateful that my son and I did a little bit of science yesterday. We made a solar oven, which was kind of cool. And I'm also grateful it's not going to be as hot today as it was yesterday, even though it wasn't that bad. When we worked out, we got our solar oven to work. I'm grateful for a new week. I'm grateful that it's beautiful. I'm grateful the monarch butterfly.
Yeah.
We finally found they're in decline this year.
They're not as abundant as they've been in years past, but
so we
have some.
We do have some monarch eggs. I don't know if you followed us. We did release some. We had 4 black swallowtail eggs that we raised into butterflies, and now they have all since flown away, and so now we have 4-ish. We have a few eggs, but we don't think the rest of them are monarchs. We have 4 monarch eggs.
And we had one in the garden yesterday,
yes,
too.
An actual one visited us in the garden yesterday, so it was beautiful. And Davey's garden is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
So we're
great.
hoping to record a couple videos to show you guys the garden.
Yeah, I want to do an herb garden tour video, and I'd like to do that this week, probably later this week. And I also wanted to do a tour, like talk about houseplants, and so like I want to talk about our herb garden, give you a tour, and talk about how we use these herbs and the properties of these herbs. But I also want to do a video on houseplant magic and talk about how we use houseplants in our spiritual practice as well.
Because we do have a few house plants. I mean, a lot of them just look pretty. But even so, like just being able to like look out at the house plants. David did a very good job.
I have an
looking at
indoor
them,
jungle.
guys. Yeah, pretty much. But it's nice. It's nice because when even if whatever's happening outside, we can just focus on that space, which is kind of nice of having that sort of space that you create that doesn't it's nice to connect to the outside world. But it's also nice because outside sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's cold,
Sometimes it's January.
this is true, and so it's just nice
Nothing's
to have
growing
something
outside in January.
inside to connect
Right.
with that.
Sarah says, I'm grateful for quarantine being over, no COVID symptoms from any of us. That's awesome.
Nice.
Grateful for gardening and learning from mistakes. Grateful for relaxing weekend with family and coffee. Jen says, I'm grateful for some yard work and I was able to get done this weekend despite the heat. Sarah says, grateful for being in the best health of my life as I approach my next birthday. And she's grateful for libraries allowing curbside pickup on requests.
Let's check that out.
Sarah says she has a deck jungle right now. I need to figure out something new before the patio furniture comes. I know, it's once you start getting into plants and gardening, you quickly start running out of space and it just starts taking over. So, yeah, last I counted, I had 53 houseplants. So I don't know if I've tipped that point where I have a problem or if it's still a good, healthy.
I like it. I think
Have
it looks, it's not too much right now, but I mean, in January you're gonna have to make some decisions.
Well, yeah, because I want to
the
grow
outdoor
some.
plants have to come inside.
Well, yeah, I want to grow some herbs on the windowsill over the winter, which I totally can because I have a big southern-facing window. But I kind of have no space right now, and I've got a ton of herbs. I mean, I'm gonna have to just grow a few things, and but that's something I'll be working out later. Jen says, my oregano is taking over my herb garden. The whole south side of my house smells like oregano. Yeah, I have some oregano seedlings that I just grew. The big thing I'm focusing on is mint and basil.
Oh yeah, you have like a ton of mints.
I have a bunch of different kinds of mints, and one of my favorite things, I've been making a lot of iced teas with lemon verbena and different types of mints. My favorite is iced tea made with pineapple mint. Not pineapple sage, pineapple mint. It's different, and another name for it's apple mint, and it's just I love the way that tastes.
Our son likes them too.
Right.
But, all right, did you do the lunar forecast already?
Oh,
You talked
cinnamon basil.
Don't tell him there's more.
Cinnamon basil. I'm gonna have to try that. I've never heard of that. Now I want cinnamon basil.
All right. We didn't talk about the lunar.
No, let's do lunar astrology. So today, or the lunar forecast. So today, the new moon is in the sign of Cancer. So we had a new moon in Cancer about 4 weeks ago. We have another new moon in Cancer now because the sun is still in the sign of Cancer and it's moving into Leo in the next couple days. So the new moon in Cancer is a good time. New moons are a good time to set intentions and start on a new journey, on a new path. And Cancer is associated with home and domestic life. So the new moon in Cancer is a good time to set intentions on harmonizing the energy of your home, decluttering, clearing things out. Because your home is a time, especially nowadays, where you spend a lot of your time. You might be working from home. You have kids. You might have kids at home. The home life can be really chaotic, and it can be hard to kind of keep up on things, and that clutter and the energy of your home can easily get in disarray and affect your mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. So under the new moon in Cancer, Tracy and I are really setting intention over this next month to really declutter, organize, and work on our house. Now that can be extraordinarily overwhelming.
Yes.
So what we started doing was we started just doing like one little corner a
Well, we did
day,
a big,
or
yeah, I think we did a big move around. We had a couple pieces of furniture that we
right,
wanted to move from
which made a
three different rooms.
difference.
It really did. It
Right.
was three different rooms that like one piece had to go here, one piece had to go there, and we did that pretty big shift. And yeah, it made a big difference surprisingly. And
Right.
so yeah,
So
so now it's like
you can take one day a week, or like one morning a week, or like one
yeah,
little, like even just like, okay, today I'm just going to declutter this one table surface. That's it,
right,
just one table. And then tomorrow I'm going to tackle that corner that collects all this crap.
right.
And so, take some time today to set some intentions on, where does the energy feel like it's chaotic in your house, and what can you do to
Indeed.
kind of harmonize that?
And one thing that Dave and I have realized is being honest with yourself too. Like if you have a table and you know that like for us we had a very large table in our common room and it just was filled with stuff, um, and the reality is that if we could have just cleaned it, but we know ourselves, we know that that's just going to be a catch-all. So if it's not there or if it's smaller and holds just the items that it needs, the
Yeah.
we will find a different place to pull up our stuff. So that's basically what happened.
See, maybe you guys have the same problem, but the problem that I notice, especially I have, and I think you and I both have it, is that like if you have a large surface, you're going to fill up that large surface with stuff, and if it's a smaller surface, it holds less stuff, therefore less clutter.
Right.
But it's amazing how you can have like a really big table, and you're like, look at all this space on this table, this is awesome, we can do all these things, and then like 3 weeks later it's just
Full
every
of stuff.
square
Right.
surface is just, it becomes a catch-all. So
Right.
that's something that Tracy and I are working on.
Yeah, but like I said, just be honest with yourself. If you know you're just gonna put stuff on there. Yes, for me it's nice for me to look out and see clean surfaces, but maybe not have those surfaces. You know, be honest with how you actually function. You know you were gonna put something here, so maybe remove that or whatever. Just
or look for ways to just, organize
organize it
it, have a
differently.
place to put things, because it's easy to just kind of have a catch-all table. Tracy and I are really big on catch-all tables. As I'm looking around the room, it's
I know,
like
like we have a lot
every
of
surface is a catch-all, including different corners of the room where stuff just kind of gets stacked on the floor. So
right.
Sarah says we have that problem a lot. Our kitchen island becomes a dumping ground for the kids' things from camp and school, or those things keep me, the things we keep needing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yep, and yeah, and that because that's a funny thing too. Like you look at like, oh, look at this big kitchen island. There's so much space, and then it just,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
that's
that kind of meeting
catch-all.
ground where everything ends up
Right.
going. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on this month during this, second new moon in Cancer that we're in. And we had intended to do more of this last month than the new moon in Cancer. So it's good to have second chances.
Right.
Another new moon in Cancer.
Well,
so,
our car died, so in our defense, that's what
yeah,
happened.
we were kind of distracted for a week. So then the moon is going to be moving into the sign of Leo. I think later today it moves into the sign of Leo, and it will be in Leo through Wednesday. And the moon will be a waning crescent. So the waning crescent moon is about hustle and
reading your
manifestation
handwriting.
and improving your handwriting. So the crescent, the waxing crescent moon is about manifestation and hustle. So that's the time to move out of that thinking, dreaming, wishing, intending phase and actually putting in the work to get it done. Leo is associated with leadership and confidence. So, if you apply that to your home and harmonizing the energy of your home, um, just, start with little tiny tasks, here and there, and just kind of take leadership on that. If there's other people you need to try to get on board to help you, start being that taskmaster, figure a way to incentivize people to help you, and bring people in, make them like, don't try to tackle this on your own. Embrace that Leo energy of kind of like managing your pride, managing your group of people to, your household to help you, and have everyone get involved. Let's see, Wednesday through Friday, the waxing crescent will be in the sign of Virgo. Virgo is about service, well-being, and self-care. So that's a good focus for your home on, the last half of this week is how can you how can you not only harmonize the energy of your home, but turn your home into a place that actually recharges your batteries, that is
Right.
a place of inspiration and relaxation, and you can do that several ways. We've talked about this before, about creating a sacred space or kind of
I was
revamping a
just gonna
sacred
talk
space
about
or an
like our
altar.
altar is just creating, even if it's a small corner that you could just go into. And that's one thing about Davy's house plants is that whatever's happening, if you can just kind of look at the house plants that he has. He has arranged them. We've started putting more like nature-based things. We have like a couple of like the ceramic mushrooms and some rocks that we've gathered from
Right.
different places. And like my son is really into bugs, so he has like 100 like those little tiny different bugs. And so we've kind of placed a few of those on, hidden in throughout the plants. But it gives us a feeling of nature. So that's for us is very connecting. Right. It's very much where a place where we can just like take a break and look at it, and that's something that you should probably work on this week is just taking a break, and carving out a little space that you can just be like, there's no clutter here. Like this table is, we use it for very much for spiritual things, and if it's spiritual related, it does get cluttered with everything that you don't see out
There's
the
a
camera,
lot of stuff that goes on this table,
but it's
off
all
this table.
spiritually related. This is not a catch-all
Yeah.
for other things. This is something that we don't allow non-spiritual things to be on this table, and that's something that you could work on this week, is just creating that sacred space where you have peace.
Well, yeah, and I mean, plants are a good, like house plants are a good kind of thing that, for me, boosts the energy of a home.
Yeah.
You know, I just, looking at this green living plant, it's something that really, I feel, gives some kind of healing, calming energy to the home. Crystals, the satin spar tower is one of my favorite things. I have a larger one over on my nightstand, but just having these out, I associate satin spar with like cleansing. I just imagine it just radiates this kind of cleansing, purifying energy from it. You don't have to believe that it does that, but I like to imagine that it does, and it kind of has this almost placebo effect of boosting the calming energy of the home. So, setting this out somewhere, or like a hunk of orange calcite. I have this large fist-sized hunk of orange calcite that just kind of, to me, I feel like it exudes this kind of happy, joyful energy. So, maybe you have a couple favorite crystals. Sometimes, I know this happens with me, like clutter gets moved in around the crystals. So take some time later this week to kind of move that out. Essential oils are also, diffusing essential oils are a great way to quickly change the atmosphere of the room. If you want to diffuse peppermint to boost more energy, or if you want to diffuse lavender to bring that energy into a more calming space. So essential oils are another favorite thing of mine to shift the energy of the house. So at the last half of the week, work on little things you can do in your home to kind of make it easier for you to have that wellness and self-care that you need. Over the weekend, we're moving into Libra, the sign of Libra, which is about balance, harmony, and compromise. So that is where this weekend, you're really going to be looking at working on the balance of your home, that balance of needs that people need, having a place for the clutter, but also having a place where it's clear, and you might need to compromise, especially if you live with other people. You might get aggravated that there's magazines on a coffee table that you feel is cluttered, but they like to sit there and read all the time. They don't want to have to go fish for their magazines. So then work on a compromise. Is there a little magazine holder that can be put next to the chair, so they have a place to put them near the chair that's not on the coffee table, things like that. So that's going to be the task for this weekend. So that's the lunar forecast for this week.
All right. Do we want to do cards?
Yeah, let's do cards.
So we're going to do the
cards here.
Spirit of the Animal Oracle.
I already shuffled that.
Okay, I know. I'm just stating the cards. In case someone's watching this new.
We have a link to all the decks in the description that we use.
Oh, we've never had this one. Sea turtle.
Sea turtle.
For protection. Turtles are my spirit animal. Turtles and frogs. I looked up what the meaning of those were. I don't remember them now, so I should look them up again. You are master of finding...
Keyword.
I did protection.
Oh, okay.
Teacher
Sorry. Yeah,
protection.
right. Yeah. Okay.
And
Sorry.
listening.
I'll just shut
Just
up.
kidding.
All right.
Just kidding. You are master of finding life's flow. Be the harmony with the rhythm, and your path will unfold. Preserve, and you will persevere. Sorry, it's very cursive. Persevere, and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. And this is really a good card. It's a good card for right now. I know a lot of
Yeah.
us are going with a lot of things.
Well, if you tie this into the new moon in Cancer too, I mean protection. Where do you feel the most protected? Usually, it's home. You know, your home is kind of your safe space, your place where you feel protected. And
I think a lot of this is just feeling like, I mean, thinking about it, it also is like you have the ability to create everything that you need for your, you know, this is something that David and I talked about. We connected through this for mental, emotional, and spiritual healing, and you really have everything you need in your home, but also home as in your body, and protecting and keeping yourself. You have everything you need to have that sort of spiritual, mental, emotional healing. It's just a matter of actually like persevering, and this is something we talked about last week too. Is like happiness is creating it every single day. It's not a destination that you get there and you're just like, I'm happy now. You have to work on swinging it. So, I mean, I guess there's two ways to look at it. Your protection is in your home, making it your home to go with the moon phase, but also just in general, just, you know,
right.
you persevering and continue moving forward on your personal, your mental health, and knowing that it's going to be a journey that you have to continue working on every day.
Yep. All right. All right. So for our plant wisdom of the week, we have Pansy.
It's really pretty.
I love this deck. I've talked about this deck so many times. I'm just going to show it real quick. So this is a Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle by Lisa Estabrook. And what I love about this Oracle deck, because I have a couple, my first Oracle deck was the Flowers of the Night Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy, and I love that Oracle deck. But what I love about this one is that this artist, she's an artist and gardener from Maine. And so every single plant in this Oracle deck are plants that I grow in my garden or that grow wild around me. Every single one.
From Australia.
Yeah, the other one's in Australia, but it's more like, you know, plants from all over the world. But this one I feel really connected to it because every single card are plants that I grow or that grow around me. And so like there's not a single card in this deck that, you know, I am not familiar with intimately. And so that's why I feel so connected with this deck. I love it. But anyways, Pansy, Resonance. And it says, allow Pansy to instill a sense of stability and safety in your heart and release fear and anxiety. Ease into an understanding of your own heart's deepest truth, often called Heartsease Pansy?
Yeah, looks like it.
Since only with a direct connection and resonance to your heart will you know which path leads to joyful fulfillment.
Huh.
I kind of see this as I kind of almost see this as a waning crescent in Virgo card. You know, I kind of associate this with Virgo a little bit, with kind of, you know, looking into your heart and, you know, resonating with.
Why am I having a hard time with
Yeah,
that?
it's right there. I don't know. And then the tarot for the week. Just says that's really cool. I like the idea of featuring local plants that you can really connect to. Yeah, that's what I liked, you know, as far as the botanical themed, I know there's a lot of ones. This is the one that I use all the time.
Well, it's helpful because we are working on a little cheat sheet as far as like connection, so that when we're outside doing our morning practice, we have a cheat sheet that says different things that resonate. So like when we see these plants, we could use some of these connections
Yeah.
as well.
Well, I think it's good to connect with things that grow around you, especially if you use them in your practice. Like I would rather use a plant, a weed, whatever that grows in my yard or my garden than to try to order some obscure herb that is from who knows where that I don't really have a connection to. So I always try, like, if you ever look up like plant correspondences, or if you do practice kind of green witchcraft or anything like that, there's some things where, like, what is this plant? This plant doesn't even grow on this continent, and I'm not going to go seek it out. There's definitely for sure a plant that grows around you or in your garden that you can associate with that you can intuitively find that correspondence for and use it in your own practice. And I'm really big on that. All right, tarot for the week is the Two of Wands. I really like this card because this one is, the suit of wands really portrays a journey, from that, Ace of Wands, that kind of like initial step, that first step, it's very waning crescent or waxing crescent moon card to, the Ten of Wands of, like, carrying that burden uphill. The Two of Wands, I definitely see this as a card of really surveying your options, but kind of almost, having that confidence to start on a path and pursue your goals and your dreams and create what you want in your life. I also see that, with the Two of Wands, not only do you have what you need, but you also have support behind you as well. So you're getting that clarity, you're getting that oversight, overview of where you want to go. You have the ability to do it, and you have that support behind you. That support can be other people. It could just be, a sense of confidence, a mentor, or even just a social group, that, what is it, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you have a friend, that accountability buddy. Yeah. So, it's a good card for this week as Tracy and I set out to harmonize the energy of our home and create the energy. We have each other to support us in doing this and committing to this.
And this is something that's very important to have. If you have living with your family, it's okay to get your family involved and your children involved. And we all live in the same house. I mean, everyone in your house lives in your house. So
Right.
It's okay to involve everybody in making a decision about the balance.
Right. So a couple rituals you can do this week, especially that are tied to the new moon in Cancer. Obviously, we talked about, picking little corners of pockets here and there to declutter, but also lighting scented candles, preferably candles scented with essential oils or natural fragrances, but also diffusing essential oils are, I find, almost an immediate way to kind of shift the energy of the home. The top three: frankincense, if you want that kind of sense of spiritual connection, lavender for calm, and peppermint if you want that kind of awakening sense. Orange is also a good one for that too. So those are the ones that I like to use. Same goes for scented candles too, with those same scents.
I would say really trying to look at like how the balance in your home is, and I would try to find something that you can spiritually connect with. That's a big thing. Is your house is probably never going to be picked up 100% of the time. Even if you take today and you just take the whole day and you clean the whole house, by next week there's going to be, it's going to be an ever cycle. It's never always clean. Just like your happiness is never always, it's not a destination. And so finding that place that's a big thing is I find a place that makes you happy, something that you can spiritually connect with, that's always in a place of balance, that you always work on that.
If you also kind of think of, your home as kind of like, the I'm thinking of the wheel of the year here, where you have that summer is the abundance. There's
Mhm.
lots of flowers and leaves and everything, and then everything kind of clears away in the autumn. If you think of your home as like going through cycles, so you have a weekly cycle of your home. It's like, by Wednesday there's crap everywhere, and then you clean it up on Thursday, and then you kind of think of it cyclically. Then it becomes a little okay. It's like, all right, it's okay that it's looking a little cluttered right now. I have some scheduled time in my calendar to clean that up, or I'm working on it on these different days. And so, don't think like, oh, I'm failing at this because there's 10 things on the kitchen island or whatever. Another great thing you can do this week too is just journal on these cards. Either pull your own cards and like, what is the message for today? What is the message for this week? Pull the card, journal on it, or you can definitely journal on the cards that we have up here, and pick one a day, or just kind of look at them and together and just journal. What are these cards speaking to me? What's the message for me in these cards? Jen says, I tend to burn candles more than oils because I've read quite a bit about oils not being good to diffuse around cats. I just recommend it. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard conflicting things, or like certain oils are good and certain oils are bad. We don't have pets, so that's not a concern for us. But definitely, if you have animals in the home, it's a good idea to know how that's going to affect them.
Right.
Um,
So also, if you're using candles that have essential oil, kind of be aware of that.
yeah, I mean, that's true with any kind of plant or herb that you might be working with or bringing home too, because some of these are toxic. And
So.
yeah, I mean, I like candles, but I like essential oils too. So, and I mean, I like burning incense too, but like, it's not something I like to do a lot of because like it is a little smoky. But I've heard they have smokeless incense, and I really want to try that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what we have
So
for
we're
the
gonna
week.
close with
Yes.
our ending meditation, and then we'll do our closing. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true. For all of today, I will give thanks for many blessings. For all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that, if you're watching this recording, please leave a comment, smash that like button or subscribe button. Let us know what you think of these. We'd love to just interact with more of you. And thank you so much for watching. And we hope you have a great week. We'll be back here next Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And can't wait to see you then. Have a great week.